Welcome back, indeed. Email. Oh, Alea, before we get into the conversation proper, so a tweet came in from Ogechi. Ogechi says, I registered for and collected my PVC at Anambra State. Can I vote at Enugu State for the presidential elections? Ogechi, no. Alea has answered. We've talked about it several times. You cannot, for now, our laws don't permit you to register in one place and vote somewhere else. Fortunately, the elections are happening on a Saturday, so I hope where you work, they can give you a day so that you leave on Friday and get to Anambra State so that you can do your voting there. You have to be physically present. Some people were able to transfer their registration from one location to the other, so they can now vote where they are. But you can't vote in Enugu. You have to go to where you registered in Anambra and vote there.
Good. So let's get the show on the road. It's exactly a week to the 2019 general elections, and the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has given assurance that the Commission will not postpone the exercise. But they've also said that the deadline for the collection of PVCs has been extended. So you have between today and Monday to go pick up your PVC if you have not done so. So collection ends on Monday, and after Monday, all the uncollected PVCs will be taken to the Central Bank of Nigeria for safe keeping. So the question this morning is, are we truly ready for the general elections 2019? It's my pleasure to welcome to the studio Mr. Norua Edopolo, a development consultant.
My pleasure. Morning.
And we expect Onyekachi Ubani to join us in the course of this segment. So, Norua, do you think that we are ready? By we, I mean everybody. Electorate, INEC, political parties, candidates?
Are we ready? Is INEC ready? It's difficult to really answer that because there are so many moving targets, things that ought to have been settled, are still in motion.
Such as?
For example, in certain parts, the courts are yet to make up their minds as to who will be on the ballot or not. In other places, the issues of, I heard the other day that there are new polling units. And so
yes, there's going to be more.
More. So, so who's where, who's going to go where. And INEC itself, if you can't, how do we know what INEC is doing? It's by the things that we hear and the things that we see. INEC has not shown itself to be in itself confident. INEC has not shown itself to be confident. So, in summary, what you have is there's a sense of trepidation, uncertainty. People are even asking. I mean, INEC is saying we're not going to postpone the election. So you ask yourself, where did that come from? Where did that come from?
Who is suggesting?
Who is suggesting it? Yes, that we should postpone. I mean, so that in itself is a reflection of the uncertainty across the board.
Of their own thought process.
Yes.
It means that they're thinking about it.
Yes, because otherwise, why would you be talking about, a postponement?
Maybe it's because there have been speculations that owing to some situations, security situation, or the fact that people haven't collected their, or even the fact that the courts are, as you said, or somewhat undecided in some locations who's going to be on the ballot. Maybe these are some of the things that feel that kind of thought.
The sum total is that there is a sense of unease. I mean, how did we get here? That's another story. But the fact is, there is a sense of unease. I mean, people are asking, is it even safe to go out to vote? That's my take on this.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've since been joined by legal practitioner Mr. Onyekachi Ubani, and just as well. Good morning, and thank you.
My lovely sister.
Thank you for joining us.
Quite a long time. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Nyanta, how are you?
Yes.
Good morning.
Norua spoke about the courts not having clearly stated regarding certain candidates in certain areas who should be on the ballot paper. But we're only a week out. So suppose they give judgment on Wednesday. What then happens? Does that give INEC enough time to put that person's name on the ballot paper?
Very, very intelligent question. But they don't usually put names.
Party.
It's party.
Okay, party.
Parties are the thing.
Let's take Rivers, for instance.
That's right.
APC does not have any candidate for governorship. So if judgment now comes that they can, are we assuming that as it is now, INEC has put the name of that party on the paper?
Well, I don't work in INEC, but I think that the proper thing to do is to ensure that all the parties are reflected.
Whether they have candidates
Whether they
or
have
not.
a candidate or not.
Okay.
Especially when the matters are still pending in court. Because on Monday, the final decision on this issue of Rivers will be made. The issue of jurisdiction, which is very critical and fundamental. So I think the proper thing for INEC to do is to have all the political parties, that actually registered, being put there on the ballot, especially for governorship. Until the court makes the final pronouncement, people will really not know that, oh, this party has a candidate, or does not. But I think that the proper thing, because it's not names of individuals, rather it's names of political parties that are actually reflected.
But can we safely assume that a week out,
Yes,
all election materials should be ready?
that's right.
Because they're going to print millions and millions.
In fact, a
of
month
these
should
things.
be the ideal thing to get all your the housekeeping, everything done and all that. Because a week is even, anything can happen.
Yeah.
But a month you should be prepared
Okay.
for the electoral process because it takes a lot of logistics.
Okay.
Let's
So let me
operate.
ask you the question that we started with.
Yes.
Do you think that we are ready for these elections?
Unless anything is said to the contrary by the umpire, we are ready. Nigerians are ready. We are picking our PVCs. They have even extended it to Monday. And so we are ready. I have my own ready. I should have come with mine now to tell you that I'm ready. I'm ready. We're ready.
But why do you think some Nigerians waited this late to even go for the PVC? Yes, some have talked about the challenges of even picking up when they get there.
Yes.
But a lot of others are waiting until almost too late.
It's a syndrome that we have had over years. The Nigerians, it's a mentality.
Lastminute.com.
Lastminute.com. So I don't know why people have to do all that. I understand that you have to pay some money.
Pay?
Yes, at times, to get your PVC.
Really?
Yes, some people will, if I tell you what happened in my own village, for
Wow.
INEC to come, and do that. Because they have to go to villages also.
Why don't you tell us what happened here?
No, I shouldn't tell you, but the point is that
Let me ask you the
yes, the point is that eventually it got to, people went and picked theirs, So the point is,
For how much?
you won't hear it from my mouth, But people paid. I hear people pay 1,000, 1,500 to get their PVC.
INEC, please take note.
Yeah. Nigeria is complex. We have issues. There are a lot of issues we need to deal with in this nation to get this country working. Even to go and register during the time of registration, people are paying now to register. My son that was 21, was ready. And they told him that he has to go and photocopy the form, and then he has to come and pay 5,000 naira. The young boy got angry and left. That's how my boy was not registered. He was asked to pay money.
In Lagos?
In Lagos here. In an INEC office. And that young boy was not allowed to register. I made sure that I dropped him there and said, make sure stay there and get yourself registered. You're over 21. Try and get registered. And he went there and they told him he has to, the form is not ready. You have to go and photocopy. And then you come back, and then for you to be attended to, you have to pay 5,000 naira. The boss said, pay for what? To register? He left. And that is how he doesn't have any PVC today. There are issues with us as a nation, but we hide these things, and Nigeria is not working. It's only working for few.
So, in the face of this fresh revelations, Noro, I see some people still tweeting, for instance. I just talked about Ogechi, who's registered in Anambra, and now he's in Enugu, and is wondering whether he or she can vote there. And then somebody else tweeting here, can I move from one location, which is 20 minutes away, to Kaduna and Gwarimi to go and vote? It's 20 minutes away. Can he move? So that tells us again, how prepared in terms of voter education? Because at the end of the day, a lot of people leave these things, the politicians leave it to INEC to handle. Voter education 4 years on. We know that elections come every 4 years, but we always come back to this same situation. Go register, pay to get your PVC or pay to register, then people are aware that where they should be, what they should do. What's going on?
Well, you would wish that a lot more resources would have been poured into the area of voter education, using, diverse media, taking the message to the people where they are in the language that is most convenient for them. All right, but we haven't done that as much as we should. I would have thought by now that INEC would be trending on Twitter. Mm-hmm. I would have thought by now that the rules of engagement as far as voting is concerned would also be trending, on WhatsApp. Mm-hmm. So the